defender.
It all made sense. He quite literally told us to hundreds of thousands of people.
Welcome back to Wafflin. It's a new year, but it's the same us. And guess what? We are here for the next 10 weeks as the Wafflin Mafia every Sunday. So I hope you enjoy that. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy sandwich.
There may be some changes during the season, lads.
Yeah, so basically we are looking at getting a brand new studio because I'm selling this house, obviously. So any design ideas, anything you want on the wall, anything quirky that you can think of, please let us know. I mean, we might even put your face on the wall behind us.
Well, mate, why don't we do a thing where people can send stuff in,
mate,
or send,
I was just about to say that. We are thinking of opening a PO box so you can send us random shit. Don't send us shit because I feel like people will actually... We're going to get some dodgy stuff.
Yeah, so basically over the next week, we're going to set that up so that next week we have a PO box.
No bombs as well.
Just stop giving them ideas. Just stop. But obviously, yeah, it's a new year. Do you feel like in the spirit of being a new man, new person, or are you just same old bollocks?
No, I'm back and I'm ready to rock and roll. I did my first training session.
What?
For the Iron Man.
Oh yeah, he's going to be an Iron Man this year.
Yeah.
And were you good?
It was grim.
Did you feel well?
No, I was shit. Like
really?
Classic. Yeah, well, I've had like 3 months off and my fitness in the bin. So, you know, it's the first of many. Obviously, you're looking pretty fucking wedge.
Yeah, so I'm basically on a bulk to begin this year. Because I was cutting, you know, weight and fat before, leading up to Christmas.
Cutting fat?
Yeah, I was getting lean, wasn't I?
Yeah.
No. No, I was. Obviously, you saw the Christmas special.
No, I did say to you once, like, your chin is looking very raw.
Yeah. So I was cutting, but I just got fed up of feeling like a skinny idiot. Like, because that's how I was feeling. I was like, oh yeah, I'm cutting fat, but I'm like, I want to feel powerful and a beast. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be on a bit of a bulk. And obviously, this is part of my transformation. I'm videoing and logging the whole thing, and I kind of want to make a big video of my transformation that I can then give to people.
And if we compare you now to at the start of Amsterdam, for example, what was the first thing I said to you when I saw you? Holy shit, you're a skinny idiot. Like, your jawline was very prominently skinny.
What, now
and then the first thing I said to you just now was, oh my God, a square. Like, you are pretty big, and that's a compliment, Joe.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
You should feel proud
because
of yourself.
I can't lie. Like, when I first started doing this, obviously, when you bulk, you have to be in a surplus, so like a calorie surplus. So you end up like you will put on weight.
It's when you see it around the face.
Yeah. And there was one day where I was like, oh my God, like I really like all the effort I put into cut fat, and the second I've tried to be healthier and feel like a beast, I'm feeling like I'm putting on weight, and it got to me, like I cried.
You cried?
Okay, that was part of why I cried. I had one day this week when I cried.
Why?
Isn't it Monday?
Wait, you cried today?
No, I didn't. I didn't cry today.
You cried 100% of the time this week.
No.
So you did cry today?
No, I didn't cry today.
No, of course you didn't, mate.
No, I didn't cry. It was about Thursday last week, right? I had a breakdown. I did. Because I was feeling like, oh shit.
Sorry.
I was like, the music's not going how I feel it should be. I'm trying to go back to the gym and I'm putting on weight. I don't know what I'm doing. My house hasn't got any heating like this. The reason why the boys are wearing coats right now is like this house is fucked.
Can't even go to the toilet.
Okay,
we have to piss in the garden.
Yeah, by law, the rules of this house, you have to wee in the garden because there's no toilets. We are basically in an abandoned building right now.
So don't come here.
Don't come here.
Just inviting squatters here.
No. So so I ended up ultimately having a cry. Now, shall I tell you what really kicked off the crying? Yeah. I was angry at something. I got angry.
What did you get angry
at?
And
I booted a bag of mine. I was at my mum's house, and it just so happened to contain the mugs that my nan got me for Christmas. And I fucking shattered the cans. I clarted them.
I can't stop laughing.
And I got really upset, and I just started crying. And I ran up to the spare bedroom and just cried my eyes out.
Petulant child.
I shouldn't be laughing.
It was horrible.
I shouldn't be laughing. Well, you hurt your little big toe. You hurt your big toe.
No. So I felt like a wanker because I'd broken the mugs that my nan got me.
You were disappointed in yourself and you let yourself down, weren't you? That's how you
My nan got me a pair of someone else's used boxers for Christmas.
What?
Wait. So she gives me this present, and it's got a post-it note on it. So it said like, "Oh, I've found these and kept them for a good few years, and I think now's the time to give them to you." And she thinks they're a pair of my boxers from when I was a child. They're size large men's, and they're not mine. So so basically, she gave me a pair of, and I wore them.
Why had you been saving them?
Because I think she thought it was like a practical joke. But it was just not, and it was just giving me some other bloke's bockies. Where have they come from?
What's your nan up to?
Yeah, no, she's 94. Anyways, but yeah, no, it was
Your nan's 94?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Wait, as in your nan who's always in the Instagram and stuff?
Yeah.
She's 94?
Yeah, she's still got banter.
No, she's like really alive.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Jinxing me.
Come on, next week, just like...
She's passed.
Okay, I feel like we sort of brushed over the fact that you went upstairs and cried by yourself.
Yeah, it all got a bit much. I don't know.
Was it just the January blues got the better of you?
Maybe a bit of that.
I mean, Christmas is that whole period is such a high, and when January does come, I think naturally everyone is like, now what?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like I didn't feel like that. I don't know. It just almost felt like I was out of control of everything, and it does get you. You know, when you end up back in that moment again of like, fuck, I'm back here. I'm feeling depressed, and I thought I got away from this, and now I'm feeling like this again. Fuck, back at square one. It's such like a harrowing feeling of just like, fuck, all that progress for nothing. And then actually sometimes a good cry can just get it all out your system. And then the subsequent days, I adjusted my diet. I still I continue going to the gym. I wrote out a few emails to my record label detailing how I was feeling, and we fucking made progress. And now we're back. I feel a lot better, and just like, here we go.
Genuinely, sometimes when it's all overwhelming, all you do need is a good cry or a good sleep, and you wake up and you realise, you look at yourself being like, oh my God, it wasn't that big of a deal. This is how I overcome my issues, so to speak.
Yeah, and in the moment it can feel all encapsulating now. What's the word? Where it's
overwhelming?
Like, yeah, overwhelming, where the whole world is coming to an end almost for you. But really, yeah, like you say, once you've sort of had that moment to get it out your system, you realise that actually all these things are manageable. Yeah.
I sort of had the opposite.
Right.
I was sort of waiting for January the 1st. Very cliche, I know, but I was waiting for January the 1st to like kickstart everything. I sort of gave myself the entire...
I feel like I'm on that vibe as well.
Yeah, like I really, really let myself go in terms of food.
Well, you're eating everything, but that's
it's Christmas in it.
Yeah.
But then I saw January 1st, I'm like, oh my God, we're here and we're ready to rock and roll. Bearing in mind, I started January the 2nd, because January the 1st I'm very hungover, but January the 2nd, like, I'm back at it now. I'm excited to start training again. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
We know someone who has potentially had a rough start to the year.
Who?
Have you seen all this Molly-Mae business?
Yes, shit, yeah. Indeed. Now, controversial one, because obviously, initially, when we all started hearing about the Molly-Mae situation, it was like, mostly reported in that she was being a dick. She was being ignorant. She was being all of that.
Should we throw up the clip quickly? So
okay, let's quickly play the clip. Roll it.
Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that we do. And I just think like you're given one life and it's down to you what you do with it. Like you can literally go in any direction. And when I've spoken about that before in the past, I have been slammed a little bit with people saying, like it's easy for you to say that, you've grown up and you've not grown up in poverty. You've not grown up, with major money struggles. So for you to sit there and say that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, it's not correct. And I'm like, but technically what I'm saying is correct. We do.
And now we're back. So what do you guys think about that before I give my detailed response?
I found myself last night looking at the memes.
Wanking. No, I don't know why I said that. I should have said that. I
found myself last night looking at the memes.
Memes?
The memes.
Oh, memes, yeah.
Funny.
And I started laughing, and then I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm the problem. I shouldn't be laughing at them.
Why?
Yeah, but
you are allowed to laugh, but some of them were like, if you were Molly-Mae looking at them, you'd be like, oh my God, that is brutal.
Yeah, but you've had brutal memes about you.
No, but there's but not on the standard of, not the scale of this. And I just feel like it's a never-ending cycle. Like, especially after the Caroline Flack stuff, it's like, are people ever going to learn? Like, yes, what Molly-Mae said doesn't come across that great, but she doesn't mean harm to anyone.
Yeah,
maybe she's a little bit she's a little bit ignorant.
Yeah,
but she doesn't deserve the backlash she's getting.
I thought the point that she was making had beans to it, i.e., like how I perceived it is that she was saying no matter your background or who you are or where you're from, don't let that deter you from following your dreams, putting in 100% to achieve where you want to be. That's an inspiring message. Yeah. But how she said it, it came across in a way of like, just fucking work for it. That's all you have to do. Just put in, we all have the same time and the equal opportunity within that time. That's how it sort of seemed. And the way she delivered it, the look on her face, it was a bit like, you fucking bitch. And I understand how that came across, but it is interesting as well how there are, you know, a lot of geezers have come out and spoken like that and said something along those lines and not been like attacked in the way that she has. And is it you know, then you do have that thing of like, oh, when it's a woman saying that sort of thing, is it more, oh, we jump on it?
Yeah, because if you had someone like Gary V
Mate,
coming out and
saying
saying
the same thing.
Who's Gary V?
What?
Like
Gary Barlow?
Nah, Gary V.
You know, Gary Vaynerchuk.
What?
He's like, something like that.
Gary Vee is like an inspirational speaker, loves his NFTs, loves Logan Paul, very rich.
Right.
Bit of a toss-up,
Okay,
like,
so
sort of knows what he's doing.
Cool.
Yeah, so like he would say that sort of stuff all the time, like essentially like, well, like if you want to achieve something, fucking work for it. But I do think what the whole thing does fail to recognise is like the background of like privilege. It was like Molly-Mae saying, I think this is where like the disillusion came in, where it was sort of like, oh, you know, I've worked my arse off to get here. And it's like, you went on Love Island and got a very, very, very good platform. Granted, she came across really well on the show and everything, but not everyone's in that position. You know, having the same 24 hours in the day, it is like, yeah, okay, everyone's got the same 24 hours, but a lot is different in that 24 hours for
And actually,
for
on a really superficial level, if she didn't have pretty privilege, she would never have gone on Love Island and would never been in the position she is currently.
Yeah. And I think if she acknowledged that, like, as in like Eddie Hearn, when he talks in that manner, he goes, look, I know I had a rich daddy, a silver spoon. He appreciates where he is and where he's been fortunate whenever he talks about that sort of thing. And I think if she said something along those lines, it would have come across better. It's a bit more like a little less ignorant and all of that stuff. But look, is what it is. I think the thing that you said though about, you know, people forget about the whole mental health things of like Caroline Flack and how 1 minute they're saying, oh look, we all need to be nicer and kinder. The next they're jumping on someone else's throat. I think, everyone's the internet is fickle like that. They jump on things and the next day they're saying something else and contradicting themselves. And it's like, is that just how it's going to be forever? Now, boys, some other hypothesi that I was thinking about. Do you ever feel instant shame and embarrassment when posting on social media?
Yes.
It's like instant, like, oh, have I made a fool of myself? Yeah. What the fuck have I done? Is that, do I look stupid?
Mate, 100%.
Because I've spoken to a few people and like they all feel that. Like a bit like, oh, concerned about what people are going to think of them. And it's just like, duh.
No, I never get that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
You never get that.
No.
Like, how I put in something dumb, like, you know.
No, I did. I remember putting one up recently and like I had loads of replies, like mocking me straight away. and I was like,
What post was it?
It was it was so crap. It was just a picture of food. It was like, if you know, you know.
Oh,
do you remember?
Yeah. On your story.
Oh my god, I had so many people reply to that. I went red. I went bright red in my room, like embarrassed and started sweating and deleted it straight away.
So
maybe I have.
So you caved into the pressure?
Oh yeah, obviously I felt like a twat. But you've definitely had a few, haven't you?
Well, where I feel like a wanker afterwards. Yeah. Well, I do a lot of impulsive stuff. So rather than, you know, in that moment, I might feel like, oh, this is a fucking great idea. Like 10 minutes later, I'm like, what the fuck have I done? And I've done that a few times. But then, like, I think the ultimate thing, like, one of my things that I said going into this year, like, I'm going to say practice not giving a crap. Like, as in, put this could be obviously be social media, but anywhere, just like actively put into practice, not giving a shit what anyone thinks. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. If you get it right, as long as your intentions are pure. Yeah. So, yeah, but I just thought it was an interesting point. Guys, listening, one watching, have you ever, you know, experienced that embarrassment?
That's good, because also at the same time, right, why do we continue to use social media if we do, like, feel that way? If every time you post, you're, like, worried, you're like,
earn money?
Shit. Yeah, but a lot of the posts you do don't earn money. Only ads do. Yeah. Even when I posted my first ad, like, I felt like I was so nervous about putting that out.
You had a little delivery thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're overlay it as we're talking right now, just in the little corner here.
Because,
go.
Because that's like, I don't know.
Big deal.
Yeah, firstly, you feel like am I like
selling out?
Yeah, firstly, am I selling out? B, am I like in a position where it still didn't feel normal to be like someone doing hashtag ad or something? Do you know what I mean? It felt like I was finally being like, I'm an influencer, and that's not what, like, I think if that's never what you set out.
But you
for.
are an influencer, and you fell into this profession. Yeah. You used to be man who sits by door.
Yeah, no, essentially that is what I was. But I mean, and that they're like, everyone feels that same sort of pressure whether they're doing something like that. I think naturally just post it. I mean, if you post a picture and, you know, you used to have like a sort of regular amount of likes that you'd get. We used to count it like 1,000 per minute, and that was sort of like your goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, is that including the paid ones?
Well, no, because everyone knows they stink up. But if you then post and it was only getting 500 likes a minute or something, instantly you're like, fuck. Like,
it's underperforming. But that's the classic Instagram fucking social media thing. Like, you start using like the likes and whatever, comments and all that as a measure for how successful it is, and thus how successful you are, how much you're liked, and if it's under. And that's where, like, obviously some of it is down to the Instagram algorithm. Say if like in the first 10 minutes it's not getting as many likes, Instagram aren't then putting it up further, even if like in that first 10 minutes, maybe for some reason, people just aren't on their phone as a collective in the world as much. I don't know. But yeah, that's where it can get quite fucked up.
Because also, weirdly, I was thinking about this before the podcast, not knowing that we are going to talk about it. Someone like, I'll use an example here, Ollie Bull, who like hit the absolute stars when doing all this TikTok stuff. And like, he's got like over 500,000 followers now on Instagram. But when that, like, the hype around someone dies, it's surely that really quick rise, and then, and look, he's not in the bin, that's not what I'm saying, but when you're all of a sudden you're not right at the top anymore, and now you're sort of just down here, that must be really hard to take. Especially
for those two, because they're so young, they're like 16, 17 years old. But the worst thing as well for them is that they have got so many cool things coming up this year. They're definitely smashing it still, but they get comments of, you fell off hard.
Oh shit, yeah.
And it's just like, for someone so young, that must be like, you have to be a strong character.
I think every like YouTuber that's been doing it for like 5 years has experienced that 100%. At one point where they're like, oh my God, I'm falling off. And you know, you go on that journey, and now I think we're like, we have all got to a point where we're like, well, we know what we are before. That shit doesn't define us. It doesn't now mean because people are saying, or you feel like you fell off, that doesn't mean you have and you can't do other shit and fucking smash it. But yeah, basically, I think it is a bit mental, but I wonder if these new age influencers have sort of seen that from, say, like the originals, because obviously they've probably seen like their favourite YouTubers talk about that, or feeling like, you know, the insecurities and whatnot that come with social media, and maybe they've learned from it. I don't know, but what I do know is that I reckon we move on. Do you know Jake Paul only did around 65,000 buys on his latest fight?
Yep, and he tweeted about that as well, didn't he?
That's a bit mad, though.
He was like, obviously I didn't do many because it wasn't the fight everyone was wanting to do.
Yeah, but 65k.
At how much?
Don't know. But I would have thought it'd be more than that, just because it's Jake Paul.
No one cared about Woodley.
Yeah,
everyone was anticipating Jake Paul.
Yeah, but no one cares about a lot of Conor McGregor's fighters, but they watching it because of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but Jake Paul's not Conor McGregor. Jake Paul does have an audience. That's how he puts himself out.
But
Conor McGregor is mainstream, big time. He's global. Jake Paul doesn't have the reach in fucking like Cambodia.
Yeah, well, the issue is that people are watching the likes of McGregor because McGregor has touched them in a way of like, he's connected with them 100%. In a positive way. Jake Paul, people are watching because they like want to see him get knocked out.
Yeah.
And that's not going to make you buy. You're not going to pay as much. I don't know.
It's because like Conor McGregor was liked and loved for his like shithousery, whereas I think Jake tries it and he just looks like a cunt.
Because he looks like a wannabe, that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff he does, I do find quite jokes, but it's not like, I don't know, like, I think he needs to, if he's going to really become like a prize fighter, like at the top, he needs to connect with people. Like, because some of the stuff that McGregor does is still like evil. Like, as in, no, but it's like not being a kind person, but it's funny, or you know, it's almost like everyone's got like part of Conor McGregor in them, in that cocky, arrogant, just wanting to be like, I'm the fucking man, I'm the Wellmeister. No, but do you know what I mean? Just like you know, and I think that's what they connect with. But I don't know about that. It's
interesting what Jake Paul's doing because even though he's not widely accepted in that area, I feel like you're going to see a lot of UFC fighters now backing him because of what he's saying to Dana White.
Yeah,
Because,
I mean, that's what he is saying good things in terms of like,
Yeah.
they deserve a minimum wage.
like
fucking
50K, isn't it?
Yeah, and healthcare and stuff like that. Look, you know, that, and Dana sort of avoids that
Do you think Jake's only doing that to benefit
himself.
to benefit himself by
course.
benefiting others, or do you think he genuinely thinks that?
Well, he might do. He might care. He may have a caring bone. I don't know, in his body.
I personally think it's just to like
Make himself
generate the clout, and it makes him look like the good guy.
Yeah,
Doesn't it? Yeah, very smart, good business plan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it is one big manipulation tactic.
Speaking of the pools and business plans,
Yeah,
Logan and KSI have just launched Prime
out of nowhere.
out of nowhere.
And how much is it worth already? Like hundreds of mil.
Is it?
I don't know. Like, probably.
Man, they're in
it's-
fucking every store in the US and they're coming to the UK as well.
It's going to be
Mental.
global, isn't it?
Oh, literally, they're like, to be fair play. Like,
Yeah,
they've gone
yeah.
in not to like compete with fucking like, I don't know, some shit like Red. What do you drink? Your fake Red Bull stuff.
Oh,
Starbucks.
Boost.
Boost, yeah, not compete with Boost. They want to compete with like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's,
That's huge.
pretty ballsy to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think like you know, you get a brand like that is as the, you know, the size of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I think they then own like Coca-Cola then own like multiple sub brands.
They own Fanta and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like that's if they do it like that, fucking billion.
They've already said
company.
like they had before they'd even launched anything. They had like over 1,000 employees.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
it's
they
'cause-
must have invested.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
And
my
they
God.
must have had investment,
They
surely.
must have done.
And the thing is obviously like I really want to try something. It'd be good to like get someone on the show like and try it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
when it comes to the UK,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know when it does.
But like, yeah, it was so out of nowhere. Like when they put that photo up of them two together, and I thought, is it a boxing fight?
Yeah.
And then part of me, when it came out that it was a drink, I was like, oh, I don't know if that was the best way to market it because I think people would have preferred
People were
them
disappointed.
Yeah. You don't want to create an element of disappointment from this
Did you watch
announcement.
Did you watch
Which
Instagram
people
Live?
were?
The Instagram Live, no.
It's quite interesting how they did it. They had themselves but facing upwards, so you couldn't tell where each one was.
Yeah.
And Logan's like, "Oh, I'll be right back and going to the toilet, or whatever."
Yeah.
And JJ just walks in and picks up Logan's phone, and then they're on opposite phones.
Okay.
And then they walk in the same room. It was quite a cool way of doing it.
sick.
So they had like 800,000 live viewers.
Mad.
I think you make a fair point in the sense, yeah, that marketing it like that at the start, it disappointed a lot. I saw on Twitter like it was disappointing people. They're like, oh, like we wanted to see you two go at it.
Yeah. I think they could have so they make the announcement like a bear, not a
But then again, it did get people talking.
Yeah, of course, and I think that's the way they look at it. It's like if we make out with, we don't, make out it's something like a fight. Everyone's chatting,
Yeah.
and they know that that's the ultimate way. Like conflict between them is the biggest selling point. Now, I thought that it was going to be like a pre-workout type thing, but is it? So what is it?
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't-
it's
I
just
don't know.
hydration,
I have no idea.
I thought it was energy drink.
energy, but there's no sugar in it.
Yeah, but it's like sugar-free Red Bull.
No, but that's got caffeine in it. It's not got caffeine
Oh,
in it.
is
So-
there no caffeine in it?
No.
Is it flavored water?
It's just hot electrolytes.
Oh,
So I'm
what?
just trying to figure out like what is the big selling point here? Because if it's the taste, fair enough. But if it's not, and it's like,
Is it can you use it as a mixer?
don't know.
Probably.
We need to try it. Well, I wanna
Yeah,
get some-
we
we'll-
need to
we
try it.
Get hold of
But
it.
One thing that I thought would have been sick, right, is because you know the whole like plastic thing. If they did a water bottle for it that was like not using plastic.
Yeah.
I think that would have been sick because the only thing that I've sort of was like, is it like they are adding like millions of new like plastic bottles rather than they could have taken a moment here to go right. Let's do something that's like for the environment. Like I did actually think that.
No, I agree. And that's that
Plastic bottle on your table right there.
Yeah, no.
But that in
You
itself
got
is
me
a huge selling
Do
point.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
get
was
you.
thinking like, that could have been a sick movement of like rather than it just coming across
yeah.
as like a money making scheme. I think that could have been cool.
I'm guessing logistically, how hard would that? You'd have to do glass bottles, wouldn't you?
No, I think they do like cardboard ones. I
Yeah.
don't know, but like,
Carb. Okay,
well,
yeah.
you see,
like the
you
Steven
do see-
Gerrard water thing.
Yeah.
I don't
Angel
know,
Revive.
Yeah, a little revive.
But yeah, like I think that could have been cool. But regardless, like, what are the flavors? I think it'd be good to get them in, try it, and just see what it's all about.
Will they send us some?
I don't think
Are we
they'd
on
send
that
us some.
level?
I think you just go to the shop and buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Is it going to be in like Sainsbury's?
as in, like,
and
it's
Oh,
not in the
literally, yeah.
shop.
He said on live like Sainsbury's, Asda, Tesco, like literal everywhere.
Yeah,
But
so-
when?
Next couple of months, I believe he said on the live.
Oh, fair enough.
So it's coming pretty soon. I just think it's mad that like think how hard that is over the course of a year to go to like a Walmart and be like, we want to stock thousands of our drink in your store globally.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
actual,
huge.
the team behind that must
They've
be
got the
a
numbers
joke.
to support it. I think if they could walk into a lot of industries and go, right, we want to sell our product, and they'd go, all right.
Yeah,
Like
literally.
a lot. They could make makeup. They could make, do you know what I mean? Like, I reckon they could do a lot of
And it's
products.
just so
100%.
sick that this is a brand that, like, they could just retire. Well, they probably could now, but as in, like, they don't need to worry about doing YouTube or other things. This is a lifetime brand.
In theory, they're probably waiting to be
approached-
bought out.
Who approached who, do you think?
Logan approached JJ. He said on the live.
Yeah.
He said, what did he say on the live? It was like, when Logan came to me with this idea, it was like, yes. So it's Logan. Yeah. He said, JJ was like, oh, yeah, why? Oh, it makes so much sense. Why have we never done this before?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What I wonder if, like, the Cybermen are like, oh, shit, we should have done it.
Well, they got their vodka and stuff like that, I guess. And I don't know.
Surely they've got a lot going on anyway.
Yeah,
Like
they
now
have
they've
got a
even
lot
got like
going
on.
side plus. They've got
Yeah.
Yeah, they're killing the game.
Now, guys, we have a quick sponsorship message from our friends at ExpressVPN, the ones that keep you more than just incognito. Because, right, you may think that when you go incognito mode on your internet browser, that you're hidden.
What?
You're not, mate.
No.
You're not.
No, not like this.
And that's the thing. You may be getting exposed, and sometimes you don't want people seeing what you're going on, if you know what I mean.
We'll find out about that later in the episode, Joe.
Exactly, Malfoy. Now, not only that, you can use ExpressVPN so seamlessly. Like, you won't even know you're using it. You can use it on pretty much all your devices, which is so helpful. And, like I say, it doesn't share your information like other websites do.
On your phone, you literally switch it on. It's in like the settings area. You switch it on, and that's it. Job done.
And-
you don't need to do anything
mate,
else.
if you want to access more TV shows and you have Netflix, you can put your location to the US and access all of their collection.
Mate, I was watching the footy in Dubai on my phone.
Yeah.
Easy.
Which otherwise would have been banned because it's like, in certain countries, you can only watch certain things from that country. So it's a really, really ideal service. And we're going to give you 3 months for free, right? When you buy a 1-year package at expressvpn.com/wafflin. That's expressvpn.com/wafflin. Claim it now. You will not regret it. Back on with the show. Did you know when you burn fat, you actually breathe most of it out as CO2?
Hang on, you sure it's not
The fat gets converted into CO2. You breathe most of it out, like 90%.
breathing out fat?
Yeah, well, it's CO2, but that's like, so you're physically as steam.
So to lose weight, just do...
But isn't that nuts?
Where did you learn
I
that?
fucking...
Who told you this, mate?
It's legit like that. It is legitimate.
The doctor told you. The same one that put your trousers down.
No, because when I was
Put your trousers down and breathe on me.
No, when I was researching about, like, you know, the gym and whatnot. Well, yeah, you know,
It's like when you Googled how to dump your girlfriend.
it's not quite like that. But I found it quite sick. Because I thought, oh, surely just piss it out.
Sweat it.
Shit it out. No, but like, it is, you just breathe it out. I thought it was quite an interesting fact.
Yeah, man. Pretty fucking cool. The worst thing is, yeah, if I'd said that, you would have looked at me like... You make some kind of a Tony Adams joke or something like that.
Why don't you do that then? Go on, mug me off.
Yeah, go on.
No, because I thought
Go
it's
on.
quite an interesting fact.
It is a sick fact. I thought it was quite cool. I wrote it down.
What else you got in your notes there,
Do you
Joe?
want to see? Okay, so I've got another note, right? And it goes like this. I used to cut out, you know, the next catalogue.
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's not like women, is it?
Of course it is.
Mate, this is fucked, right? So at the age of like 7, must have been.
This is you.
This is me.
Predator from young.
Why wouldn't you just say your friend?
No,
Your friend.
listen, right? So I had this journal that at the beginning, the cover page was like, you know, Fairly Odd Parents.
Page 5, great material.
No, wait. So
These pages are stuck together.
wait, you know the Fairly Odd Parents, the TV show? Get up, Timmy Turner, right now. This is Timmy Turner, right? So I drew him. I actually drew him and Wanda and Cosmo, right? I fucking drew them on the front cover. And then on the inside, I cut out the lingerie section of the next catalogue. And like
So you've got this little nonce joke.
and I-
Wait.
wait, and I used to like put captions like, "This makes my dick stick."
Fuck off!
Mate, it's and my nan found it. My nan found it.
And she has it to this day, and you've got it right here.
No, I don't have
mate,
it.
I hate to break it to you.
She found it.
Mate, you know, like, it all makes sense. Like, you know how you're, like, a bit dodgy?
No, wait. No,
like, you're not a predator, but, like...
Yeah. But like, when you're watching, like, a Netflix documentary about some, like, serial killer or something, this is the sort of shit they got up to when they were younger.
Mate, how mad is it? Like, in 10 years' time, this is going to feature...
On Netflix.
What?
The serial offender.
I'm not an offender.
It all made sense. He quite literally told us to hundreds of thousands of people.
No.
Mate, you were 7, right? And this makes my dick stiff.
Where did you learn that?
I don't know.
Where did you learn
I
that?
used to think this makes my dick stiff.
How did? Well, hang on a second.
What?
You having boners at age 7, mate?
Mate, you have them from like the age of being a baby.
Well, yeah. No, I was really dodgy, man. No,
So what did you do with this stiffy?
Do you remember when your nan found it?
Start shagging your book.
No,
What did you say?
I didn't shag the book. No, I didn't wank. I didn't do anything. I didn't. I actually didn't. I used to do it quite a lot though. As in, like, cut out lots of pages. Like, I used to ask, "Where's the next catalogue, man?"
Surely she was going through the lingerie section like, where's it gone?
No, I think that's what tipped off my nan. I think she must have seen, like, because I was just cutting them all out. I used to think, like, no one was going to find it.
You realise that is sort of like offender behaviour.
Do you not think?
That would have been
Like,
best.
no, if I was your nan, or, I don't know, your mum, and I saw my 7-year-old kid do that, I would have thought, like, maybe we should, look at getting him some help. Instead of, just carry on, dude. I'm sure you're working yourself out.
No, I don't know.
So you went from that to wanking in your dad's van. He did in the car
You've already
park.
told that story.
There is a series of things, isn't there? Like throughout my life. There's actually another thing that I don't think I should say.
Oh, you can always bleep it.
No, it was a friend.
No, I just sort of...
No, it's a safe space here. There's no judgment
Oh,
involved.
fucking hell. But it makes me seem like a weirdo, bro.
Mate,
Weirdo.
mate, I'm not being funny. Like,
No, okay.
You've already just made yourself look like that.
Okay, I'll be fucking real. Alright, so we used to have a hairdresser come to the gaff, like come to our house to cut our hair.
not underneath the robe.
What?
You're wanking under the robe.
No, I didn't do that. No,
hell.
I was like the... You did.
No.
Right, listen, I was like the age of about 9, maybe a bit younger. Oh, no, I was probably younger than that. And when she was cutting, like, whether it be my mum's or someone's hair, like, I'd fuck around on the floor, like messing around.
What do you mean? What are you doing? On the floor?
Next thing you know, like, she'd, like, play, like, kick me, kick me about.
Wait.
And I'd, like, be underneath her dress.
Anyway.
and she wasn't wearing underwear, and I just noticed, and then she was like, she realised that she wasn't wearing underwear, and was just like kicked me away, and was, oh no, and then just like, he's looking up my skirt.
Oh,
like,
so it was an accident.
It was an accident, but like I was intrigued. Now, is this fucked, mate? Is this dodgy? Like, am I going to get arrested?
No, because mate, not being funny.
What?
You're a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Playing on the floor with hair or whatever, and you haven't realised, she's realised and kicked you away, like, fuck, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was innocent.
It was innocent, but like, I'm just like adding all these things together. I'm like, why did I do, I don't know. I feel like I've always been a sexual being from like day dot, but then there'll be times when like, I just really bottle it during sex. Like sometimes.
I feel like your life is just based around sex.
No, it's not though. Because at the moment, I'm like, I literally do not want... I don't want to just have sex with random people. I
You
don't.
look for a connection?
But right now, like since New Year's Eve, I haven't drunk alcohol. I've been smashing the gym, and I've felt so much more myself and enjoying life doing that. I don't want to go out and just get with random people.
Have you read my book?
What's your book? The Chimp Paradox. I bought that.
You got
actually.
that for me?
What book?
Oh, no,
how to get a girlfriend. I don't want a girlfriend.
The Chimp Paradox, though.
I have bought that.
Banger.
It arrived today.
What's the Chimp
Do you not remember us talking about the chimp paradox?
Yeah. It's basically where we have this side of us that's like the chimp that's like... that acts instinctively, emotionally, just like, I get angry,
No, but I think people would be pleased to hear that, actually, because we had a few comments on the last episode saying, like, oh, it's so easy for... Because we questioned you, we were like, oh, you on a downward spiral? You're going out a lot, you're partying a lot again. And then you're like, no, I'm fine. And people are like, oh, Joe brushed that off like a bit quickly. Like, it seems like he was deflecting it.
Well, I wasn't on a downward spiral.
No, and I don't think we were ever insinuating that anyway, but maybe that's how it came across, that we were saying, oh, no, are you like, are you going to head into a phase where maybe you do go out lows and maybe it's because you're not, I don't know, happy with something or whatever. And then people thought that you just like deflected it and like, no, I'm fine. It's like, it's what I would like to do.
No, there's no, I've not been like heading anywhere weird. It's, I guess, just like it got to New Year's Eve. My New Year's Eve wasn't great. And I think that was the proper, like you said, when January hit, you're like, I just want to smash like health and all that. And that's what I've been doing. And over the past 2 weeks, I've really fucking loved the gym. I've stopped, obviously, like, when I was cutting fat, the fat loss thing leading up to Christmas, you lack a lot of energy because you're in a deficit. And I was in quite a big deficit quite a lot of the time. And I think switching that up, giving myself more calories, training like a beast and just like feeling great, that makes me feel so much more like myself and good. And I guess, you can look back and go, maybe the going out and getting with random people is like to fill that void of a dopamine hit, of something enjoyable. Whereas now I'm getting that enjoyment from like my day-to-day life. So I'm not like wanting to go out and do that as much.
From that episode, it culminated in a running upstairs and crying, and from there...
When did I cry? What? That episode?
No, literally like last week.
Yeah, but that wasn't as a result of that episode.
Oh, but it could have been... No, what I'm saying, from that episode, after saying you deflected the question, from all of that, the build-up of everything, that could have been subliminally what was going on.
I think the music stuff started to get into me a little bit.
Really?
Because I've always worked... I'm sort of my own boss. I don't really collaborate with others. It's like I'm so
forced to like
I've always just done my own, thought of an idea, brought it to life. It either works or it doesn't. Whereas with this, because obviously you're almost like, you make a track, and I'm thinking, well, I'm making this, but are the record label gonna like it? And I don't know, you're accidentally like fucking making something to be accepted by someone else rather than making what you want. And then I'm like, fuck, this is not what I'm about. And I think having like getting that out in the open, I mean that's what started eating me up. But I've got that out in the open. I've chatted to them and like we've established, look, I'm almost gonna act like I haven't got a record label. I'm doing it as though it's just me. I'm gonna work with who I want to work with and operate as though I'm the fucking boss.
Well, for the first time in your life, you've gone from having the only approval is yourself.
Like
having someone else
freedom.
giving you approval and saying, this is good, this is bad, no, you can't do that.
It's just like, I've never had that. And I don't want that. And I think they don't want me to feel like that though. That's the thing. And that's where like having this chat that I literally had today, I had it this morning, was good. And just getting that out in the open. Because I know the potential we've got with this music thing is huge. And like, if we get it right, mate, it's fucking history. It's going to be jokes.
Is this song that I really like coming out in February?
Oh, with the writers. The one that you like, there's a few writers and everyone starts having a conflict of interest. Like, oh, I want this person to do this and I want that to do that and I want da-da-da-da-da. And it may be a year of fucking working out that politics of it before we actually see it come to life. And, that's why I want to work on my own shit. And
Hashtag release the tune.
But that one I do want to come out. I'd like to get a rapper on that as well. But yeah.
That is a banger tune.
It's a banger.
Get me if you want.
Now, guys, a quick sponsorship message from our friends at Manscaped. Now, these people have saved our lives multiple times from shaving incidents. When we're wanting to get our bollocks in great condition, we know where to go. Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0.
Oh my
Is it
word.
2.0?
No, it's 4.0.
It is 4.0.
It's waterproof. I use it in the shower. It's got a torch for the dark crevices. I know.
Yes.
And they have like this little packet that comes with it.
What's in the packet?
Mate, oh my God, I swear to God, the tweezers, are the best tweezers I have ever used in my entire life.
We're talking about the shears.
Mate, they are unbelievable. What a set.
The whole thing is a solid bit of
bockies.
kit.
You get boxes with it.
You do get boxes with it in the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. It's got everything you'll ever need. So, trust me when I say this. If you want to reduce the risk of cutting yourself and you want the best for your own body,
I use it on my chest.
Get this offer right now at manscaped.com, right? Use the code Wafflin. You get 20% off and free shipping. Legitimate.
Why would you not use it?
Exactly. That is manscaped.com. Use the code Wafflin and claim this offer. No! Back on with the show.
Have you ever bumped in to a famous person on the street?
Oh, I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this.
I have bumped into...
Just like out of the blue, random.
Yeah, you're just walking.
Yeah.
Wherever.
No.
I have.
Who?
Mustafi
Mustafi of
Well, that must
Arsenal.
have been quite weird.
at Heathrow Airport. I just came out of the flight, you know, when like there's the people waiting for people. I was like, fuck me, it's Mustafi. He was not happy to say hello.
What, did you go up to him and say hello?
Yeah, he was clear. He had his hood up. Clearly was just waiting for his wife or so, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He
shit.
smiled in the pic though, so fair play.
That's
but
good.
He didn't really fancy it, I don't think.
I actually have, at the airport, Luis Figo.
Oh, yeah, I remember
That's
that.
quite cool. And I asked him for a photo in Spanish.
And he said, yeah?
Yeah.
He's actually fluent in 5 languages.
Wow.
I've filmed multiple times with Luis Figo. We're basically best friends.
Oh.
Yeah, mate. I filmed with like Figo, Puyol, all the boys at the same time. Del Piero's my boy. He loves it.
The boys.
Yeah, it's just the lads on tour. Me and Laureus Sports Awards, where this wristband's from.
Oi, didn't I get one of them?
Yeah,
Why are
maybe.
you randomly wearing it?
I found it the other day and I was like,
Oh, you know when you're clearing out your room and you just start putting stuff on that you
yeah.
find?
You know, I found it. I was like, I'm going to start wearing it. And it's quite cool. It shows I support, Laureus, my favourite charity.
Aw.
Yeah, man.
So have you done it? Have you met someone on
you
the
not see
street?
it?
Who?
Did you see it?
I literally had the most... It was mental,
Go on.
right? So, you boys probably know, like, one of my favourite bands of the 1975.
Yep.
Been to see them, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And I was just walking through a park, and I noticed someone walking past me, and I'm like, what? That's Matt Healy, the lead singer. So I was like, what the fuck? And like, in your head, you always think, oh, if I ever meet, like, a person that, like, I'm going to be, like, the cool one that, like, they forgot how to speak.
Really? Were you like...
Awful. I went to, like...
Favourite band.
He looked at me, clocked, took his AirPod out and was like, you all right, mate? And I was like, what the fuck?
You actually
And
said
then-
that?
Yeah, I was literally like, what the fuck? No, so like, I didn't want to be that guy. And then like,
Bumbling idiot.
I went to spud him. He went to shake my hand.
Oh, no!
Then I went to shake his hand. He went to spud. And I was like, fuck. And then just gave him a hug.
Then you kissed him.
Gave him a hug.
I didn't know what to do.
He was like...
No, to be fair, he was like so nice.
Oh, that's class.
And then like, I was trying to tell him that like, I've been to see him in concert. And then like, I couldn't remember where.
I've
Even
been
though like,
to concert to see you. Been in concert.
and then like, I walked away like, obviously like, what the fuck? Like I've just met like,
Your hero.
well,
One of your heroes.
but someone that like I really, really appreciate their music. But then at the same time, I was walking away like, oh my God, like that was embarrassing. Like,
You got the photo, though?
I got the photo.
tell
He
you
would
what.
have experienced that a lot though, like meeting fans and then being idiots.
It's cool that he was cool about it. He
Like,
sounded like a really cool geezer.
He was so nice.
Your photo, by the way, I've never seen you look like that in my life.
You look like what?
Not
What?
seen the photo.
Oh, get it up. Right,
He's
so we're
like-
going to get it up right now. 3, 2, 1.
He's like trying to smile, but like the smile's like exploding out of his face.
Yeah, no,
Like, he
honestly,
can't stop
like,
smiling.
I literally-
He's like,
But it is literally mental. It would have been like, right, so prior to you getting like famous or whatever, imagine you're walking down the street and John Cena is walking the other way.
It's like, where is he?
Like, I fully didn't know how to react. Like, what are the odds of you bumping into someone that you literally listen to every day?
it's always more weird when it's like a complete random one. Where
Yeah,
you don't
like-
mean to meet them. And now you know how people feel when they meet you in the streets.
No, but I did actually think now I know how people feel. Like sometimes
Oh,
people
what,
meet
with-
you and they go crazy.
When they're accidentally rude, but they don't mean to be.
Well, yeah, everyone deals with it differently. So that overwhelming feeling that you had, some people just filter it out and just go, can I have a pic?
Yeah.
Bye. Like, some people just
like
can't
a
help but just say whatever, their head just keeps going.
like a state of shock, isn't it, almost?
I remember when I saw, it is a state of shock. It's really overwhelming. And I think, just people deal with it differently. But look, no one's at fault for coming across like an idiot. Because I've done it. I do it all the time. I do it a lot.
In fairness, I like to think like I didn't come across as a cunt.
No, you look like a... No, I'm joking,
I
I'm joking.
said you came across as a cunt, mate.
I was like polite and
No, I bet you were. I bet, yeah.
Were you
some
rude
people-
as well?
yeah. And then I was like, Ruth, can you take a picture, please? And then
The phone dies and you don't know what you do.
no, I took the picture and then she was like, who was that? I was like, what? You idiot.
No, yeah, I really did have to Google who it was. I can't lie.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't.
To be fair, when it's like a band, a lot of people don't necessarily know the
and I was
individual.
like, oh, it's so and so. Yeah, it makes sense.
So guys, did you know? You do know. China have released a fake sun into the sky today.
Which apparently...
Like a legitimate sun.
Is that not fucking terrifying?
Here's the video. Check it out right now. So that's it, just absolutely rocketing into the sky. Firstly, how's it floating? How's that floating?
Yeah, what the...
Continue just floating without,
Isn't it just basically an atom bomb ready to explode?
Yeah, like, if that has a faulty wire, kaboom.
Mate, you know it's like 50 times hotter than the sun. It's like
Yeah.
40 trillion degrees.
So how's that not just burning everyone that's just sat underneath it? Like, oh. Do you know what I mean?
It's gonna make it hot, isn't it?
Why have they done it?
Because
Go on, Malfoy, the scientist.
at some point, lads, the sun will stop burning.
About a billion years, but...
And we need to be ready for that day.
We literally...
And also, in China, there's a lot of pollution, which means the sun struggles to get through the clouds. So why don't they just make their own sun? For example, in Beijing Olympics, what did they do?
Yeah, they controlled
stopped
the weather,
the
didn't
rain. It was meant to rain.
Sorry, how the
during
fuck can you stop
mate,
the rain?
Mate, it was meant to rain for the opening ceremony. What did they do? Turned the weather off.
Wait, how do you do that?
Science.
No, they
catalyst
legit
converter.
did it. They were just like, nah, not today. They're just like,
Literally, apparently, it was like the worst thing you can do for the environment.
Yeah.
But it stopped the rain, and what an opening ceremony it was.
but
Turned the weather off.
why?
No way, that's just
It's a no
illegitimate.
from
Is no one
Right.
like that? Does that not scare anybody?
They have
Yeah.
made a sun.
They can do that. Like, what the fuck else can they do?
Well, that's where you got to think, like, other UFOs that we're like, oh, that's what? Where you're like, oh, that's an illegitimate UFO. Like, that can't be real. How do you know that it's not just them doing some shit?
Actually, buddy, I got one for you. Do
Go
you
on.
remember that clip of that UFO going bing, 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 like really fast along the sky? And it was like, that's impossible. Not impossible.
How?
There's now a drone that can do that at going 200 kilometers an hour, like that. Bing,
What, an
bing,
FPV?
bing.
Yeah, now
No,
there is.
no. Mate, I'm not being
Oh,
funny.
what was
No,
it?
mate, stop. I'm not being funny, okay? Now there is, but also 10 years ago in the army, they're about where we are now. Like, but in the army
Says
and the
who?
government, mate, common knowledge, in the army and the government, they are ahead of us now. Like they're living in the future in the past.
Nice, bro, science. No, listen, no, I get you in terms of like the public are exposed to technologies far later than from when they're originally, created. Now, are you talking about the Tic Tac object?
The ticky-tackers.
The Tic Tac.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because like going at that speed, there's also some sound that would get emitted, like sonic booms. If you're traveling, like they're basically aliens are real. No, but they are
No,
real.
the thing is though,
we're not alone, are we?
No, we're not. And I
Right.
do agree with you. Like
Good.
that sort of shit I do agree with. Some of the UFO sightings are a bit dodgy, don't get me wrong.
It's always like a weird like speck. Like, why is it never?
And it's like recording on Nokia as well.
Yeah, why is it never like crystal clear? Like everything I film on my phone, perfect quality.
Yeah, 4K. That toaster. No, it is.
What is wrong with it?
Use my kettle to get this one. Right.
So just use an iPhone?
Yeah. No, it is always a bit weird. But I say, no, it's just quite funny. Do you ever just want to do that, like when you're in public, or just start going full actual?
Do you reckon you have like a form of something?
No.
I have autism.
What about Tourette's?
Yeah, I get the urge to do things sometimes. Like, no, but do you know what I mean? Do you ever just
Never.
want to do that?
Ever.
Literally never.
Never go.
Well, you never get the urge to like just come out with shit.
Not now.
No, do you know-
No.
it's quite funny though.
We've lost him.
What's happening?
Wait, but it's quite funny.
Are you microdosing the mushrooms?
Wiggle. No, but do you know?
You are. Has it just hit you?
No.
Wait, we
I've done it.
we got in a little bit of trouble with our fans
Oh, what?
for DRUGS talk.
Wait, they
You're not
can
doing any
spell.
DRUGS.
No,
They're not dogs. They can spell.
but
No, we have to.
in in the
No,
sense
stop
of-
it. We have to confirm it was a big. It was a big joke,
But also,
and it was flour.
we have been. Perhaps there's been a little bit more
Yeah.
talk about it across previous season. where perhaps we're setting a bad example to the younger folk that are watching.
Yeah, so basically, Malfoy's Christmas...
Don't call me Malfoy. That's very old school. Stop laughing at the word Malfoy.
No, okay, stop. So basically, like, I was going to explain this in like layman's terms. So Theo, I got him a Christmas present for the boys' Wafflin special last episode, and it looked like obviously that we were like, I gave him a packet like of like, some people thought it was drugs. And that's like what the joke was. And even though it was just like a joke and funny, like the ideology that we're portraying, like a message where we're just making, you know, fun and talking about doing like class A drugs in such like a...
Blasé manner.
But yeah, it can come across like we're setting a bit of a rogue example. And I do appreciate that. And obviously, I just think like talking about it and making a joke rather than just having the stigma like, oh, we can never talk about it. Wait, but no one's saying that, Joe. No. What's the point? What's the point again?
I think the only potential thing is we almost, I think sometimes perhaps we accidentally, I say we, not me.
You are very much included in this.
Glamorize it in the sense where, doing it at the weekend, it's funny.
No one ever said that. Huh?
No, but I think like we always naturally like make a joke out of it when it, like, you always talk about Theo the baghead or something.
Yeah, whereas in reality,
it can be quite damaging.
Yeah. I think that's the bit that we overlook, like where we say it as a joke, because we understand the repercussions of doing drugs, and we don't do loads of drugs because of the reasons that we know. Like the detrimental reasons, like someone watching who's maybe a bit younger that is not like, is just taking what we're saying literally and saying, oh yeah, it is fun to do drugs and whatever. Yeah, I understand how that can come across dodgily. But at the end of the day, what can we do now?
Look, we were just having banter between the boys, but we should just be more careful about certain jokes, because even though we know we're joking, it may not necessarily be perceived by the public.
I think we want to stress that we don't want to set a bad example.
100%. Like the real example, like, and I'll tell you now, like, there's no better feeling for me right now, anyway, than training like I'm training.
Yeah.
Eating how I'm eating, clean as fuck.
Excited to wake up.
And just like, mate, I'm gassed. I wake up at 7 a.m, I go to bed at 10 p.m. And like, while I was going out all the time, I was like, oh, that life just seems so boring and I don't want to do that. Now I'm in it, I'm like, I feel fucking beastly. Yeah. And that is honestly what we do promote, even though we don't say it that much. Well, I suppose we do say it that much. We do say it quite a lot. But bottom line is, you understand what we're saying, and I do appreciate that.
Concerns.
Yeah, those concerns, for sure. And one last thing. Did you know, my mum bought me a modelling contract for Christmas one year?
Sorry, you can't buy...
It was a scam. It was a scam. So I was like, oh, mum, there's this website where like I can become a model.
Wait, so firstly, you thought you were good for the part.
You saw Edwards get a modelling contract.
No, it was way before that. It was when it was in about it was
I must be better than him.
No, it was in like 2010. I must have been year 10, bruv. Right? I know. And I was like, yeah, this is legitimate. Like, I sent off pics thinking, oh yeah, I look class in that.
You know what? Just like topless pics of you like 14, some nonce.
Yeah, it was a bit dodgy, and I got accepted.
Wonder.
They were like, yeah, you've just got to pay a small fee.
Pay a small fee and send us a lower half of your body naked. No one said that.
No, yeah, basically. So my mum bought it, and
how much was it?
Oh, it must have been like 150 quid.
Anything for you, Joe.
And I was just, like, I just was thinking about it over Christmas. I was like, why the fuck did I not see it? That's just a scam.
So did you...
Secondly, why would you want to buy a
model?
modelling?
Because they get you jobs. I'm not a fucking model. I don't know what I was thinking. For 5'6", lad, I'm 5'9". He put it on his Instagram that new year, or it's been a good year, and I'll get the photo up now actually, and it's where I've been edited to look short.
Wait, what are you talking
I'm not that short.
And
people in the comments were saying, is that how small Joe really is? And I'm just like, mate, how do people think I'm that small?
Mate, it's not been touched.
You're a twat. Like,
Prove on the photo where the edit is.
The legs.
Where?
Well, where's the original?
No,
Mate,
I could get the original.
mate, prove it.
I've got the original's posted on my fucking Instagram.
Oh, what?
The one
so
you edited to make yourself taller.
Yeah, on your Instagram.
Shock.
Look, you twats. I just think, yeah.
So what? How did we find out it was a scam? Did you send them 150?
He never
and
got
they-
a
No, I never
for
got a job. Or maybe it wasn't a scam. I just never got a job.
They just paid us and realised, oh God, not this one. He doesn't even deserve a
Mate,
refund.
mate, one of my photos got rejected. Like,
You got rejected
Like-
from a scam.
We're not even willing to rip this kid off.
Not even worth the scam. Delusional idiot.
gross. I thought I uploaded a picky thinking like, oh, I look really fit. And it was like, nah, yeah, but you just got rejected. I thought it was quite peak.
Wait, but now I'm starting to think, is it a scam?
Maybe it's not a
Mate,
scam.
you don't pay to become a model, they pick people.
Yeah. It was really embarrassing though. I've actually really embarrassed myself on this show.
No, you haven't, buddy.
Can you say something embarrassing? Like, you go on. Like, you know, just sort of like you.
What are you gonna say?
Well, I said my embarrassing thing.
Yeah. Just,
I'm not being funny, I embarrass myself every episode.
no, you're not embarrassing. You're not embarrassing.
Well, your hair's actually coming along nice.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. Have you been getting laser treatment?
Not for like over a month.
It really looks like it's starting to fill out here.
I was meant to have a surgery, but never obviously did have my surgery.
I don't know. Anyways,
I forgot.
oi, next episode, right? I've had a few presents. I know. Did I say it on this show or was it before?
No, we said it
Look,
before.
oh
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I've got a few presents that we're going to be. Well, I'm going to give to you, and we're going to be trying on this podcast.
Okay, and
So next week.
we'll all bring something for each of us to try.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can make up for the Christmas presents and get me a really good present.
Yeah, I still feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Even though mine was thoughtful, yours, I would feel really bad if I was you.
I mean, where is your girlfriend?
Oh, it's downstairs growing.
In fairness,
It is growing. It is growing.
It's only
It's
taken a
grown.
month.
It's grown to like my cock size.
So it hasn't grown.
You twat. Right, and on that note, you lot, we hope you've enjoyed the first episode back of Wafflin 2022. If you could leave a like rating, that would be great. And what?
5 stars on Spotify.
Please rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
And let us know any guests they want.
I don't
Yeah.
think we should get any guests.
No,
Yeah,
every
we're
now and again,
getting guests on.
we want come guests.
Come guests.
What? No one said anything about coming on guests.
We'll get come guests. Right, anyways, you lot, we hope you have a lovely day and you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Buxton Water.